the United States has made China its dumping ground for its technology, its obsolete technology. What result do you feel, maybe under a new administration, can we improve the environmental relationships between the U.S. and China?
Well, China actually right now is a signatory to Kyoto. The U.S. is not. China has probably spent a bigger percentage of their gross national product on environmental reforms. Granted, they are one of the top polluters. They actually just surpassed the U.S. within the last 30 days as the biggest emitter of carbons. The U.S. was in the lead till literally about 30 days ago because of their coal emissions. You have the political reality of America and the West that's been polluting for decades, all of a sudden coming to developing nations like China and India and saying, wait a minute, you're polluting too much, stop your development. So from that part of the world they say, now wait a minute, you're trying to stop our development, it's not a pollution issue. You've been polluting for 50, 60 years, we just start polluting for 5 to 10 years, and all of a sudden you're telling us to stop. We'll tell you what, we'll stop when you stop. We'll match you, deal for deal. We've signed up to Kyoto, why don't you sign up? And so you do have that political contrast, but just like I pointed out earlier about most of the factories in China being American-owned, most of the factories that disassemble and ship all this stuff to China are American-owned. If you look at the joint ventures in China that ship and disassemble, you'll find American partners. I was actually talking to one of them a couple of weeks ago in Hong Kong, who I met again in LA 2 days ago, who's over there. It's Americans doing it and profiteering from it. And the Chinese provide a gain, like the factories, the labor. So, yes, it's something that has to be addressed, but to use the Chinese term, it's capitalism. Isn't this what America talks about, free enterprise? So, we're here, free enterprise. American companies want to do it here, the Italians, the English. We provide the labor. And yes, we take the materials. I mean, look at where most of the steel from the Twin Towers 9/11 went. It all went to China, with the exception of what was used to build a couple battleships. Why? Because nobody wanted to deal with that toxic, steel. So it went to Staten Island, from Staten Island to China, shipped by Americans and handled by Chinese. So if you can take the joint venture that Chinese and American firms have at that level and bring it up to the political level, that's when the true partnership is created. Because it's the Chinese that keep saying, like I said earlier about Mao Zedong, after defeating the Japanese, let's work together. No, we don't want to work with you, you're communists. It's the Americans that are always pushing back, not the Chinese.